If you grew up in Moultonborough or the surrounding towns, you're sure to enjoy our program this evening. Growing up in the 50s and 60s, and I know you were watching a tape from the 1990s, but when I did my stint at Red Hill, it was the 50s and 60s. Growing up in this area in the 50s and 60s was quite a different experience than we feel today. We didn't have much TV and absolutely no video games. We had the great outdoors. We were blessed with dedicated parents and people in the town that made sure that we had something to do no matter what the season. We had school and church dances, Halloween parties where we actually dunked our heads in a bucket of real apples. We had skating parties at Bud's Pond, or if the ice wasn't good or there was too much snow on it, the firemen kindly flooded an area behind the firehouse so that we could skate. In the summer, there were swimming lessons and baseball games, and games, just games at the school. On Memorial Day, Leela's was always kind enough to donate a free ice cream cone, your favorite choice, your favorite flavor choice. None of us just take whatever. We got to pick what kind you wanted. And that was to every child that participated in the parade or just happened to go into Leela's. And by the way, Leela's was Artie's. For those of you that, I don't know how long Artie's has been there, but a long time. We had an active 4-H and scouting groups. But for me, perhaps the most memorable was our town ski slope, Red Hill. The word was, if you could learn to ski on Red Hill and your shoulders could survive the rope tow, you could ski anywhere. And for many of us that did learn to ski, that became true, and it has become a lifelong passion and joy to ski and to remember what it was like just to have a bunch of volunteers taking care of a bunch of kids. The only thing that I couldn't find that I'm really sorry because you will really miss the experience was the recipe for the hot chocolate. It was brown, sort of, and it was thin, but it was hot, and it kept you warm. So this evening we're very blessed to have Randy and Jim Huston, who are my contemporaries, sorry guys, to give us a talk this evening on the Red Hill Apple Club. Are you the older one or the younger one?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
A nice looking group here, I gotta say. Why am I talking this evening? Well, my brother called me up and he said, the Historical Society just asked me to give a talk on Red Hill Island Club, and I told him that you and I would do it. So I said, hey, thanks for letting me know. And we had a month to prepare it, so I worked on this talk for quite a while. I had a month. And what I'm going to do is make some mistakes. I'm going to miss some people. And what I've already thought about when I've been writing this up is you tend to forget the ladies that did so much for Red Hill. You remember the men, and so I'll probably talk more about the men than the women, but I love women. Red Hill, if you look it up, it started in 1956. I have documentation of the very first meeting that I couldn't find, but I saw it 10 years ago, of a meeting at Mike Foss's house in December of 1957, where Mike Foss was the president, Peggy was the vice president, Trixie Solomon was treasurer or secretary, I'm not sure, and I'm not quite sure if even Richie Young's dad was on the board. But it started in 1957 by the paperwork, and then it was incorporated in 1959. And I have a copy of the the State of New Hampshire Red Hill Outing Club's Articles of Agreement. This is from the 25th of May 1959. And the purpose is, corporation shall be established, shall be for the purpose of social recreation, such as skiing, skating, tobogganing, hiking, swimming, fishing, boating, and general improvement. Furthermore, it shall strive for the promotion of growth and prosperity of the town of Moultonborough, and shall furthermore act in the interest of the protection or propagation of fish and game. And on this paperwork in 1959, Gordon Michael Foss was the president, Kim Mitchell was the vice president, Beatrix, which was Trixie Solomon, was the secretary. Roland Wiggins was a director. I don't remember Roland Wiggins. Richard Young was the director, and Samuel Warren was the director. And I don't remember Samuel Warren either. But the Red Hill Outing Club tried perhaps to be an all-around outdoor club, but it really was cut down to it was skiing. The club, when it started in 1956, was pretty much Dave Hammond and Kim Mitchell that got going, and a lot of work to get a car up on the side of Red Hill to have the rope tow. Mike Foss told me that there was why did Red Hill come about? There was a ski area on Page Hill in Tamworth, and that was a going concern, and they said, why can't we in Moultonborough do something like Page Hill? Now, I never saw the, did you see the slope on Page Hill?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it. Tamworth Outing Club, on Page Hill in Tamworth. So that was the idea behind the Red Hill Outing Club. So arrangements were made with Dave Hammond, and eventually we rented the land of Red Hill from Dave Hammond. The number that sticks in my mind is $75 a year. And I also have seen paperwork of Dave Hammond sending a letter to Bill White in 1967 asking where the heck's the money. So Red Hill is often run like I run my business, I guess. But it got done.